Alrighty, I just want to cover off a few things. Builds, new skills. We won't really worry about damage too much. I'm just going to show you the gear, the base stats, and then you guys can level up yourself. Because let's be honest, everyone's base stats will be different because when you upgrade these, the stats are random. So all you want is 150 or more intelligence and 30 vitality. 30 vitality is for the extra range, and 150 intelligence is for the ignore 25% of magical defense, which most bosses will have some type of magical defense on them. All right, so it's mostly for doing like PvE. PvP, I mean, a lot of people are using warding, so it's also another, you know what I mean? Now, as for skills, mostly nowadays you want either pure or multi-mana bomb. Pure mana bomb is for if you're using stuff involving the Nova so that you can keep the high damage. So now if you actually have a look, you're looking at that to that. All right. And of course, it scales the higher of your stat points. It, I think, maxes out at maybe 1,000 difference in damage, which is the base damage, which gets increased by skills and whatnot. Now, next, all right, is anything that's not poltergeist staff. Okay, so the only time I'd actually use this tome anymore is with the poltergeist staff because I've already got, you know, the special effect of the dotting. As you can see, causes explosions, right? It causes those little thingamabobbies, and then I can set them off, right? That's the only time I'm ever going to use the Nova staff, all right? When I'm not using the Nova staff, which would be with any of these staffs, which is, of course, let's say if I go, let's get out of combat. I'm going to be using the Haunted Tome, and not just any Haunted Tome, the Haunted Tombstone, which is, people used to use normal Tombstone because it builds up when you're stacking heals, but if you're not a healer, it's kind of useless. The point now is it will do the same thing with the sparks. Let's say if I'm using the cryo stacking stuff, it will stack cryo stacks, which will also deal massive damage after a certain amount. All right, that's the reason why I like this. You can also be used with the Warlock. All right, next. Ordnance stuff. Ordnance stuff is probably everyone's favorite at the moment. It's a bit broken, but pretty much if you hit someone with damage, it will shoot them with orbs. All right, now that may not seem like a lot, but let's say if I just keep doing it like this, dotted damage counts. So as I said, it's an upgraded version of this because that one doesn't work with overtime damage, which can I show you? And it can hit criticals. Now if I do this, oh, that's probably not going to be overtime. But as you can see, it's not working. It's very sad, actually. Yeah, because if it did work, things will be broken. But it'll be a better version. So pretty much my endgame build for Sorcerer will look like this. Of course, different, I'm going to have green everything. Apart from Tome, most likely. But yeah, that's kind of it. I just wanted to make sure that I covered off all these staffs. My favorites being these three. All right. This one, of course, low, and in tier wise, I would say use them in this kind of tiering system. All right, this one being the bottom, this one being the top. Now, these ones are overly expensive, and as for tomes, these ones, of course, cheaper than that one. So if you are planning to patch them together, just remember that this tome goes with any of these three, and then this tome can go with any of them, but it's only really the best with the Haunted Poltergeist because you're still getting that explosion extra tick damage. Anyway, I might as well leak something real quick while I've got you guys here. If any of you guys have access to the Tester Realm, there's going to be some new classes. This class was supposed to come out last year, but, you know, as you can read those skills if you want, pause it, and you can make contracts with shades. But, of course, you need the subclass, which is very interesting to me. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.